Carlos Alcaraz threw the kitchen sink at Novak Djokovic, and Novak threw it right back, and then he ripped his shirt off. So let's see how Djokovic was able to come back from a set and a breakdown to win the Cincinnati title. Djokovic actually took an early lead, breaking to go up 4-2 in the first set. And for the match, Alcaraz won 69% of the points when he hit a serve +1 forehand. But when he hit a serve +1 backhand, he only won at 27% of those points. And Djokovic was able to find Alcaraz's backhand on 3 of his 4 returns, breaking at love. But then Djokovic got heat stroke, and Alcaraz immediately broke back and rattled off 8 of the next 11 games to go up a set and a break. And Djokovic had to dig deep into his bag of tricks to keep himself from going down to 2 breaks, which probably would have been fatal, including serving and volleying on second serves. He did it 3 times in the second set, anything to avoid long, grueling rallies, which leads us to Alcaraz's biggest mistake of the entire match. In the second set, Alcaraz missed 16 returns. And when your opponent is on the struggle bus, you gotta make them play. And those returns were 16 missed opportunities to twist the screws on Djokovic. And serving at 4-3 and up 15 love, Alcaraz played maybe the most undisciplined game of the entire match. He made 4 straight unforced errors. He missed an easy +1 backhand, was way too aggressive from a defensive position. Then he fired a forehand into the net, and he went for too much on a cross-court backhand. And none of those rallies lasted more than 6 shots, so Djokovic didn't have to work too hard to break Alcaraz's serve. And by now, most of the court was in the shadows, the conditions weren't as brutal, and Djokovic was starting to feel better and find his game. The breaker was tight. Alcaraz actually had a championship point where he guessed wrong on Djokovic's first serve. You can see he split steps to the right, anticipating a T serve, and Djokovic goes wide. Alcaraz barely gets the return back, and Djokovic forces an error with his +1 forehand. And then the very next point, Djokovic served and volleyed on his second serve, and completely guessed that Alcaraz was going to hit his passing shot cross-court. You can see he's giving away the line and just sitting on the cross-court pass. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, or you can just be both like Djokovic here. Then a few points later, Djokovic had set point, and after an extended rally, Alcaraz inexplicably tries to hit a backhand 1,000,000,000 miles per hour. He dumps it in the net, and off to the third set they go. So Djokovic broke at 3-all when Alcaraz managed to fight his way back from 15-40 to deuce, but he never gained the upper hand as Djokovic outlasted him in a series of long rallies. Alcaraz had to fend off 2 championship points, serving at 3-5. The first with a gutsy serve and volley that pulled Djokovic wide to his backhand to open up the volley into the open court. And then, frankly, the next point was just a crazy point he frankly shouldn't have won. And then after saving 2 more championship points, he proceeded to break Djokovic to tie things up at 5-all with some elite defending, and then a little bit of help from some double faults and a Djoko smash. We all know Novak's overhead is a little suspect, so Djokovic missed an overhead. Now, the tiebreaker, unfortunately, was a little anticlimactic and ironic since it was Alcaraz's body who ultimately failed him. At the end of a 29-shot rally, in the second point of the breaker, Alcaraz hit a bizarre 2-handed forehand, more suited for a par 3 than a tennis match, because his right hand started to cramp. And then Alcaraz would only make 1 return the rest of the match, and Djokovic would go on to win the breaker 7-4 and win his 3rd Cincinnati title. So there were a couple stats that really stood out to me in this match, and the first is the second serve. Djokovic leads the tour, winning 57.8% of his second serves. That's 2 percentage points clear of second place, and what's crazy is how he's doing it. He's hitting a ton of his second serves at his opponent's forehand, which, I thought you weren't supposed to do that. And Djokovic hit 53% of his second serves in the deuce court to Alcaraz's forehand, winning 65% of those points. And Djokovic hit 41% of his ad court second serves at Alcaraz's forehand, and he won 67% of those points. And additionally, 24% of Djokovic's second serves weren't even returned at all. Most of those second serves went to Alcaraz's forehand, by the way. And Alcaraz was only able to manage 11% of his second serves not coming back. But then again, it was much easier for Djokovic to predict where Alcaraz's second serve was going. All but 5 went to Novak's backhand. Now, this all added up to Djokovic winning a commanding 63% of his second serves, while Alcaraz won a much more modest 47% of his second serves. Now, finally, Alcaraz used his drop shot 10 times, and he won 7 out of 10 of those points. And from the baseline, it was essentially a 50-50 battle. But drawing Djokovic to the net upped Alcaraz's win percentage to 70%. Because even if Djokovic got the ball back, Alcaraz was in good position to hit a passing shot by him. The moral of the story is, draw your opponent to net on your terms.
Now, if you want to win more matches, you should check out the singles playbook, because inside there are 41 plays that show you how to beat the 7 most common types of opponents. And if you click the link in the description, I'm going to show you one of my favorite plays. It's called home base, and it shows you how to play smart, aggressive tennis. Play to your strengths, but then cut back on the number of unforced errors you're making. So just click the link in the description to check out this play. And if you like it, you can pick up a copy of the singles playbook.